Welcome back to the Barefoot Garage. Tonight, we're not working on any cars. We're doing a garage update. Let's go in. All right, so there is a lot happening in the garage so that we can build cool cars and projects and boat trucks and motorcycles and everything else that we have coming up. So I'll show you what's happening in the garage. We're gonna work a little bit, and then at the end, I'll kind of fill you in on what projects are coming, what's not coming, and what you're gonna see over the next couple of months. Let's get into it. All right, so as you can see behind me, I have started some renovations in the garage. When I bought this garage, when I bought this house, really bought the garage and had a house that came along with it. This garage was an original shop, drywalled and insulated, air conditioned, and then they added a second part, which is the part that's kind of through that wall there. And that part, no electricity, bare studs, no insulation, no AC. We just kind of open the door and it pushes the AC through. What I have a problem with, the biggest problem, is that the electrical system is not up to my standards. When I had the previous garage, I put in 4 branches, 20 amp branch, 3 outlets per thing. You couldn't stand within 3 feet of the wall and not be able to touch an outlet. I had power in the ceiling, all lights, wiring set up for the upstairs compressor. Just, it was set up nicely. This shop has 1 220 outlet, 1 110 outlet, 2 110 outlets, 3, and the 220. And that's it. And so the biggest thing is all this drywall is coming out because 1, I don't really care for the drywall, and it's harder to find a stud when you want to hold something up. And 2, this thing needs to be rewired from scratch. I'm gonna hang boxes and just start running branches so that I can have extra electrical where the workbench is gonna go, electrical, air, and hopefully 220 and kind of what's going to be the metal fab area, and then some outlets over here for like battery tenders and stuff like that. So as you can see, I've been working on tearing some drywall out, and since that's kind of boring, I did all this before I even started filming. Stopped right here so we could frame out what is in the long term going to be a bathroom. We're going to have, for the first time ever, indoor facilities with a sink and a toilet back there and access to the fridge from the toilet. So this is as tight as I could possibly make it so that we could still potentially have a car here, have a car here, and have a car there, just like it is. So what's gonna happen tonight is everything you see against this wall has gotta go in a bin. All this drywall is gonna get torn out, and then we can start with the process of workbench, toolboxes underneath, pegboard, cabinets up top, maybe some lights underneath those cabinets. So basically everything over there has got to come down, at least temporarily. The workbench is going to be a sandwiched section of 16-foot 2x4s. So I'm going to stand them on end like this. I'm going to build a cool jig. I'll probably do a separate video on that. Lay them in, glue it, clamp it, screw it in, so that I have this nice 1.5 or a 2.5 inch thick slab that'll span from that wall to that wall, and maybe 1 leg in the middle, so that all of my rolling carts can go underneath it. And eventually this is probably going to go away or get donated to somebody else working on projects. And then it'll be a layer of 2-foot pegboard. I have 14 or 16 feet of pegboard, whatever we'll do make it go all the way across. And then we have 6 gladiator cabinets that are going to go across the top, and that should be plenty of storage for everything I need. All the shelves in there have come down, all the shelves all the way around. Actually, I went to somebody else in the Gambler 500 Florida page, which is super awesome. And so we had a dumpster for a lot of this stuff. We're gonna tear out the rest of the drywall here, the rest of the drywall here, and then we are gonna get to maybe start putting in the new cabinets, measuring up for our workbench, and getting that stuff off and running. So I really have to make this area function for what I like to do, which is primarily working on cars. I don't really like woodworking. I don't really care about old furniture or anything like that. Boats, cars, things with engines, I want to work on it. I want to be set up to be able to do metal, engines, general maintenance kind of stuff, whatever I want to do. So we could put the lift over here, we could put a car here, we could have work area over here, we could have an engine out somewhere over here on a stand. And so that's really the goal here. So let's get into what we're doing tonight, and then we'll talk at the end about other projects, things that are coming, and what you're going to see over the next couple of weeks and months on the Barefoot Garage. Let's go. and the last thing comes down. That metal bin is gonna stay because I can't move any further than that. Everything over there is ready, and the workbench, although it does have one bum wheel, still rolls. So we're gonna do this, take the workbench from over there, move it over there, do that little section over there, and probably start with this little piece right here. Let's get to work. So, what you watched me do was break an old brittle pipe. This water is coming directly from an artesian well, and there's no shut off, and there's no pump. And so this is just wellhead pressure. So I quickly cut it, and I crammed a cap on there, and I'll probably put some glue on it eventually, but that was exciting. Let's get back to drywall. We have made a huge mess, but we are making progress here. This is your OSHA warning. This is not the correct way to do this, but sorry. So we are gonna just clean this up, and I'm gonna start kind of making an idea of with this workbench, because that would get all this wood out of the middle of the garage. I can pile all the debris right here, and then I'm gonna get something to pick it up on Wednesday. Today is Sunday, so I just have a couple of days for that to sit here. So I'm gonna do a little cleanup. I gotta cut nails and clean the studs and pull some wires back that we don't need anymore, and we'll go from there. All right, so quick note for those who watch YouTube videos to find new tools and new ways to make things easier. The grinder hood from Benchmark Abrasive fits with a breather if you needed that, ears, and this is like the best upgrade ever. During the early parts of COVID, I needed this, but nobody could sell you a mask because everybody wanted a mask. So it's like 40 bucks, best thing ever, because it makes me wear eye protection and it doesn't fog up. Also, DeWalt 20 volt power detect grinder. I think it is DCG 415. This is the best thing ever. I've got an 8 amp hour on there. I haven't even used the whole thing, and you just saw me cut all of those nails in no time with a cutoff wheel, also from Benchmark Abrasive. So not a sponsored thing, but get one of these if you do anything metal work related or anything working on cars. It's the best. Look at all this blank slate to work with. So other than breaking off a really brittle piece of plumbing connection down there, everything came apart super smooth. So we got that pile to get rid of, that pile to get rid of, some bags of insulation. This is all Workbench material, so it's gonna stay. So we are making some great progress in the garage. It's really shadowy. So we are making some great progress in the garage. More or less, this is as torn down as it needs to be. The next thing we're gonna do is get the workbench height set, because I've kind of designed all of this to go workbench, rolling cases underneath, pegboard, boxes or cabinets up high. So, and then I gotta figure out how or where I'm gonna kind of put electrical. So what you can see, so I got a single and a quad. I'll probably pull those back and just terminate them right there for now, because I'm pretty sure it feeds the one inside the wall too. So we'll pull those back and then figure out how and the best place to put boxes. I may put like a quad metal box like on the surface of the workbench like this, up against the back wall, something like that. So over the next couple of months, you're gonna see some more garage projects. You're gonna see the 411 is getting finished and we'll be out of the garage. We're not taking on really anything new, just kind of tying up some loose ends. Fortunately, shadows are really bad in here. Fortunately, this garage is air conditioned so we can work in the summer. I don't have to just quit doing stuff in the garage in the summer. So the 411 is coming. Some minor stuff on the 914, not a lot going on with that. The Naughty truck is probably gonna get maybe one more wrenching video. It really just needs kind of a tune-up. I need to pull the plugs, read them, maybe jet the carburetor, and then you're gonna see some content on the Naughty truck from the Gambler. And then the Naughty truck may be looking for a new captain before too long. So Naughty truck is here, we're gonna get some content on that. The 411, the 914, I do still have the Suzuki TC100. It still has some carburetor issues. It's done cosmetically, it's registered, it's titled, it's street legal, like it's ready to go. I just haven't had a ton of time to work on that, but I'm never gonna get rid of it. So I have plenty of time on that. I do have one new project that I've picked up that I'll show you guys soon that's hiding over in the far side of the shop. So other than that, you're gonna see some garage projects, maybe see some 914 content from a couple of my fellow 914 owners. I know we've got some oil leaks to deal with, some push rod tube seals, some electrical and lighting upgrades for the 914, maybe even doing a radio install of the more correct radio for a 914 with a custom Bluetooth adapter. You're gonna see a little bit of content working with retro renos. So we've got a 13-foot we're doing an axle on. I think we've got a 13-foot that may be getting lifted, if I can twist their arm into that. And then we have a really cool project with a 19-foot scamp coming as well. So you're gonna see some camper content too. So let me know what project you wanna see us work on. So we're gonna kind of tie up a bunch of loose ends and then hopefully in the fall start one big new project here in the shop once everything is done working on and we are set up and ready to jump into something big. So as always, stay tuned to Barefoot Garage right here on YouTube and Barefoot Garage Jacks over on Instagram. You can see what we're doing between episodes and we'll see you guys in the garage next time.